What you say?
I told you that it's time to start the show.
That you only meant well.
Yeah, the show's gonna do
Of
well.
course you did. What you say?
I said let's go.
That it's all for the best.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be like the best podcast.
What you say?
God, do I have to keep repeating myself?
Just what we need. You decided this.
Hold up, I
What
thought we
you
both
say?
decided to do this.
What did she say?
I said let's start the show.
Hey everyone, welcome to What You Say, an OC podcast, now written on the OC Wiki. You can find us there. My name is Elyse Daly.
And I am Scott Daly.
And together,
we're
the Dailies.
Yes, this is the podcast where each and every week we talk about the OC. Just that's not what we normally say. Just change the script.
What? What do you mean? I didn't change.
I say the hit 2000s teen drama, the
I
OC.
copied whatever we had from
what happened?
season 2.
Yeah, well, you probably made the season 2 one too, and you messed it up there. And now we're just 25 episodes later.
Well, and I forgot to talk about our favorite moments of season 3.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes, we are going to be handing out some Rosies and Thornies and talk about some of our favorite moments of season 3 of The Orange County.
Yes, of the OC.
The Orange County.
Yes. But before we do that and we get into our favorite things of the season, we're going to get into our favorite things from this week, our Rosies and Thornies. It's the part of the podcast where Scott and I look back on last week. We talk about the good, the bad, the Rosies, the Thornies, and we are starting with the bad. But Scott, this week, it's collective for both.
Yeah.
So how about I share the thorn?
Sure.
And you can share the rose.
Sure.
And we can both talk about them.
I think an important part to contextualize this thorn is we need to tell the folks what day it is right now that we're sitting down and recording.
We're recording at 40 plus 1. So this is Sunday. So this is 40 weeks plus 1 day.
This is the 21st.
I should have been due for a baby.
It's March 21st. The baby was due on March 20th.
Yeah. I build good homes. What can I say?
There's no baby.
There's no baby. We're beginning to think that there is no baby, and I've just gotten really fat. That's basically...
I think it's a little more than that. If you're just really fat, what's going on with that thing that keeps moving around in your stomach?
I mean, it's a worm. I went to a country, I ate some food, and I've got a big worm just moving around inside of me.
Big worm.
Yeah. But basically, guys, I'm still pregnant. And if you've been listening through the weeks of this show, you know how I feel about that it is not the woman's greatest gift to be able to do. It is really annoying and not fun. And I understand some people enjoy it, but I am not one of those women. And so, therefore, I am done. I'm over it. I gave it a good run, and I'm ready to end it.
Okay.
So... we're still pregnant.
We're still pregnant.
But there is some light at the end of the tunnel.
Uh-huh.
And I'll let you share that, Scott.
Yeah, the good news is we scheduled luckily for us, we scheduled the induction a mere 2 days after your due date.
Yeah.
Thinking, we probably won't need it.
Yeah. We do.
We do.
We walked 9 miles yesterday to try and have us not need it.
That was a lot of walking yesterday.
We ate a lot of spicy food this week to try and not need it.
Did some climbing upstairs.
Did some squats.
Some squats. Look, we're trying, folks. This is the bottom line. But the cool thing is, by the time the people that are listening to this episode are listening to this episode,
there will be another Daily in the world.
Hopefully. This episode will come out Tuesday morning at 4 a.m.
And if it doesn't,
Hopefully.
you better know what my thorn's going to be for the whole year next year.
So, yeah.
Remember that time that I was in labor for over 24 hours? Yeah.
Hopefully not. But we don't know. That's the thing. We're recording this on Sunday. So, I mean, it's exciting. I'm excited. We're ready. We're basically going to finish recording this podcast. I'm going to have to do
a little bit.
I'm going to have to do a very quick edit job. I'm not going to go in and take out any ums and uhs and awkward moments. I'm just going to...
You do that?
Yeah.
For
yeah,
us?
baby. Yeah,
I don't
baby.
I never
Oh, you all the time.
No, I don't.
You're the queen.
I am the queen, but not the
the
queen.
Queen.
I'm the queen. What?
So I'm going to see that right there. That I said right there, I would have taken that out. I'm not doing it this time. I'm not fucking doing it.
Yeah,
So,
people need to learn how to have natural conversations and how people talk normally so that when they listen to it, then they're able to understand parts of conversation that need to be cut out.
this
It's important.
is a very good way of justifying laziness in audio editing. So well done. Thank you.
Can I just share something? Penny went into the room and got her kibble and then came back to the room where we're recording and dropped it on the floor to eat it with us.
Penny is very aware that something's going on, and she's a little nervous about it.
Penny has been right by me for the past couple weeks.
Yes,
like
she's been
curling next to my stomach and sitting on my stomach.
Yeah.
Uncomfortably so.
Yeah. So we're going to finish this episode. I'm going to throw it up there. I'm going to schedule it for at least Tuesday morning. We're going to go drop off the dogs at your parents' house. Then we're going to go have like a nice chill like lunch. And then we're going to head to the fucking hospital. And then it's game day.
And I don't like hospitals, but
we know.
Okay.
We know.
Okay.
I'm sorry you don't like hospitals, babe, but it's going to be okay.
Okay. At least I get the bed.
Yeah, I'm sleeping on a chair today. It's very exciting. This is the magic of childbirth, is husbands sleeping in a chair and women in the most pain they will ever
I
experience
can't
in their
believe
entire
you're
life.
going to wear jeans to the hospital
Why?
because you're going to end up sleeping in those.
No, I'll change. I will change at
and
the
then
hospital.
you're only going to have your joggers left. And then you're going to wear those for a full day and not change again before you leave?
Fine, I'll wear my joggers, babe. If it'll make you happy, I'll do whatever makes you happy.
I just want you to be comfortable. That's
Should
all.
I put a pair of jeans in the bag so we can dress nice on the way home from the hospital?
I'm not dressing nice on the way home because I'm not going to fit in much.
I just feel like there's
But you can dress
I just
nice.
feel like there's going to be people waiting at the house to take pictures of us.
No one's going to be at the house.
Well, not in the house, but outside the house.
No one's going to be outside of the house.
I
If you're inviting people to be outside
I'm
of the
not
house,
inviting anyone.
Well, then don't let them.
I'm just thinking of your family.
Yeah, they know they're supposed to bring the dogs over the next day.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
There should be no one at the house.
The point is,
I'm not going to be in a
it's
good
all
mood.
happening, and this is the last thing we're doing before it all starts happening, which is kind of crazy. So we're doing it for you
Kept
folks
thinking
out
it
there.
was going to be the last weekend.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
We got a full extra weekend out of him. I guess that's a good thing.
It is.
We know the end.
Yeah, we know it's coming. We see the light at that end of that tunnel, and we're ready to greet it and lose all sleep for
So
the
then
next
is
6
it better
months.
to know when you're going to die or not when you're going to die?
I feel like it's
Based
better.
on this experience.
I feel like it's better to know when you're going to die.
But not how.
Like if I was going to die in 5 years, I would definitely behave differently today than if I was going to die in 40 years or 50 years.
Well, we got to treat every day like it's going to be the last day then.
But you can't actually realistically do that. The
No,
human
we
body
can't.
is not designed to actually behave that.
I can't walk 9 miles every day. Oh.
Okay, are we done with us?
This is us.
And then move on to
Can we just share that real
fucking
quick?
show. So
I know I shouldn't get on many tangents. I'm sorry.
no, it's fine. It's fine because it's good audio. But there's a show out there called This Is Us. Some of you might watch it. Some of you don't.
I love it.
It's a wonderful show. It's saccharine and it's
If you loved Parenthood, which I did,
yeah, and it makes you
you'll love
cry.
this.
In this season of the show, they are tackling the pandemic pretty openly, which is
I think they're doing a good
choice.
job, too.
They're doing an okay job. And one of the characters is a large, bald, bearded man
That
named
works.
Toby,
That works in.
who works in IT.
Yes.
He and his wife just had an infant. They adopted a newly born infant, and he just lost his job. And if you're wondering, Scott, did you just describe yourself? Yeah, basically. The show's attacking me. The show is attacking me personally.
This is us. Scott.
This is me. This is me. And I did not like it. But I did like it. But also, it made me very
But
aware.
it makes you happier because you're better off than him. You have a job. You saw it was just you relating to what he's going through,
Yeah.
even though now you're better off.
My favorite part of watching that episode is when you turn to me at the end of the episode when his wife says she'll go back to work and get a job. You say, he's happy, but he's really also kind of embarrassed. And I was like, yeah, Yeah, Elyse, you're right. You're absolutely right.
I always had a job, though, Scott.
I know, but
that probably doesn't help me saying that either.
No,
but
it doesn't. It doesn't. When we had to switch onto your health insurance, it didn't make me feel good as a human being. But, we got through it.
It's a good thing I had it.
It's true. We're very, very lucky. Yeah. But makes me feel like a failure nonetheless.
Sorry.
It's not your fault. It's not your fault.
It's a dumb company's fault, but we're going to move on.
My severance agreement said I was not allowed to say anything negative about them publicly. So
okay.
I won't.
Well,
I won't say anything negative about that dumb company.
That was our Rosies and Thornies section. And really, the whole thing that we're doing about season 3, we're not going to consider that a Thorny, but we've got an extra Rosie we're going to share at the end of this episode, Scott, because we have only one more season to watch of the OC.
Which is a short season. It's only 16
short season.
episodes.
It's only 16. And so if we decide to double up, which I don't know, we may have to just see how the next couple weeks goes with our new little dude and if it's going to be something where we need to just try and get it over with. But we've got a new show that we are excited to at least fill you in on.
Yeah.
Have you already saved the domain for it so that no one else has it?
We're not going to get a website for it, no. So
okay.
I don't have a domain, but I don't need one.
Okay, I just want to make sure
no one
steals it from us.
I haven't grabbed the Twitter handle and the email and all that stuff yet, no. But it's okay because you wrote the name down wrong in the script, so...
Oh, yeah, I didn't remember what word you put in between them, so I just figured I'd write that and then you can figure it out at the end. But anyway, we're not going to share that till the end of the show, so if you want to stick around and hear what we're going to do next, make sure you listen till the end.
Make sure you listen to everything. And don't use your very convenient and very easy to work podcast accelerating scraping device. That's cheating. That's cheating.
Yeah, and no one likes a cheater. Cheaters never win. Cheaters win in the short term, but not in the long term. Or if you're me, you're a cheater and you always win.
I was really fascinated listening to you lecture people about cheating. Miss, I cheat at every game I play.
That's why I finished that way.
All right, Elyse, let's move on and talk about season 3 of the OC.
Okay, so season 3 of the OC, still created by Josh Schwartz. Still written and directed by a whole bunch of talented men and women, but mostly men. And as we found out again, by Jimmy Cooper this season.
Yeah, Jimmy Cooper directed an episode.
Yeah, and it was originally aired this whole season from September 2005 through May of 2006.
In season 3 of the OC, the children of Newport enter their final year of high school, still reeling from the tragic events of last season. It's another crazy year in the OC as Marissa and Ryan both get kicked out of Newport High, only to get back in midway through the season. Ryan and Marissa break up and then date extremely boring people. Seth and Summer also break up, but then get back together. On the adult side, Sandy decides to throw his ethics in the toilet in order to build a hospital, temporarily handing over the Captain America shield to his wife, who's working her way through sobriety. Julie Cooper marries again, but this time he's nice.
They're not married, they're engaged.
Come on. Julie Cooper marries again, but this time he's nice. Still really rich, though. Everything caps off with graduation and the tragic, but necessary, death of Marissa Cooper.
Okay.
Elyse,
yeah,
what did you think of season 3 as a whole?
I love season 3, Scott.
What?
I know that there's some bad parts to it, but I like season 3. It has the introduction of some of my favorite characters.
Taylor.
I like Taylor, yeah.
Is there any other characters?
I like Volchuk.
What?
I do. I
Why?
like him. I like him because you get to have a solid opinion of him, and it's like a well-deserved opinion.
Sure.
And I don't know. Everyone loves a bad boy sometimes.
This upsets me.
Yeah.
I am not a bad boy.
I know you're not.
So you married me.
I know.
So stop.
I said sometimes.
It's time to stop loving the bad boys, babe.
Everyone loves.
Do you want your son to turn into the bad boy?
No, my son's going to be a perfect little angel.
Yeah, right. Not with you
My
as a
friends
mom.
didn't like when I made the joke about smoking pot by the middle school, did they?
No, they didn't. We went to eat with a couple of our friends who have their newborn. He's like 10 weeks old, something like that. But we went on a walk with him yesterday, and we were walking by what is going to be the elementary school and the middle school that both of our sons attend. And Elyse goes, and it's like, that's the gym, and that's where they're going to smoke pot outside the school.
I was kidding. He's not going to do that.
That was
Definitely not in middle
Elyse,
school.
Shut up. They're not going to hang out with us anymore.
I thought it was funny.
It was pretty funny.
Thanks. Okay. So Rosies and Thornies.
No, we haven't finished the overall thoughts yet. We got distracted.
Yeah. Well, they're going to get our overall thoughts as we watch or as we go through, right? Because that's what we're breaking down.
But just like there's no ranking of the seasons in the Rosies and Thornies.
No, but why are we going to rank the seasons now when we have another season yet to watch?
Because then we can know what our rankings are going into season 4 and then seeing how season 4 changes our rankings.
Okay, as of right now, season 2 is my favorite, then season 3, then season 1.
I think season 1's my favorite.
I don't understand why season 1's your favorite.
Because it's the most true to what the show was going to be.
But Oliver's in season 1.
Yeah, and he's hilariously bad.
Oh, I hated Oliver.
Season 1's
Zach's in season 2.
I think season 3 is my least favorite.
Well, then it just keeps getting worse for you. I don't know. Maybe you'll like next season.
I don't think so. I mean, it's tough because like on the one hand, Taylor Townsend. On the other hand, basically
the show only
everything
made
else.
it 16 episodes because of the ratings, and it got canceled.
Did it really? So is it going to just abruptly end?
No, I think.
Or did they know enough that
I
it's
think they
getting
knew
canceled?
enough in advance,
Okay.
but that's why it wasn't renewed too. Ratings,
Okay.
which everyone's going to say it was because Marissa Cooper died, but it really wasn't because.
That's funny that they kicked her off the show because the ratings are bad, and then the ratings tanked.
Yeah, but
Maybe there's more trouble in Newport than just Marissa Cooper.
maybe.
Hey,
so.
Elyse, let's
Yep.
move into the Rosies and Thornies because it'll
Okay.
make you happy. You didn't ask
It
me
will.
how I thought of the season. I
What
didn't
did
get
you
to talk
think?
about my over.
No, tell me what you thought.
No. Let's move into
Scott,
the Rosies
no,
and
I'm
Thornies.
really. I love to know what you think of things.
I
Tell
don't
me
think
what you thought.
It was fine.
Fine's a small word that means a lot. So
Is that a
please
thing
elaborate.
you say in school?
No, I just came up with it.
You just came up with it?
I did. I've never said it before.
It sounds like something that someone would say.
It does, doesn't it?
I'm really impressed, actually.
Thank you.
No. Do you really never hear that before?
No, I've never heard it
It's
before.
amazing.
Have you heard it before?
No.
Yeah.
It just sounds like something, of course, someone.
Trademark Elyseism.
Fine is a small word that says a lot. You need to tell me more. Wow. No, I think the season has the lowest lows of any of the seasons. Like the worst parts of the season are the worst parts of the show for me so far.
Oh, okay.
Bar none. I mean, like the whole middle of the season is just a terrible dreck of episodes that I was just bored by. I was just bored. And it's tough to be bored by a show you have to talk in front of a microphone on.
It's true.
So
Do you think that part of you being bored and seeing a lot of the things was because of the way that we switched to watch it, where it was back to back for 2?
no, I actually think that made me like it more.
Okay.
I was talking about the episodes leading into when we started doing that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, the Johnny is the worst character on the show, like by far. And like it's like
The whole show. No, I mean, like he's worse than Oliver.
season 3 is just
Decided.
introducing character after character after character that doesn't work. Like I know you didn't like Lindsay from season 2. Lindsay is like the most interesting, charismatic. Lindsay is Dwayne the Rock Johnson compared to Johnny.
Dwayne, you do not compare
Yeah,
The
That's-
Rock,
yeah.
my love, to Lindsay
That's how
or to Johnny.
I knew it would get my point across, so I did it, and it's true.
Muscle man, don't make those jokes to me. Don't do it.
You can't just say these jokes and now you have to explain what you mean.
I can't just use these inside jokes that I have with you.
No, we're talking to other people.
We went to dinner last night and Scott was ordering up at the counter and we were not allowed to sit down at the tables because, 2 women, one who's pregnant and one with a small child waiting for a table is not enough compassion in the world
Nope.
to give someone a chair to sit on other than a plastic chair.
You have to have ordered
You
your
have
food
to
before
have
they allow you
ordered.
to sit
Standing in line does not count.
down. No.
Anyways, so the manager was walking around and he thought that Scott and
Our friend.
our
Peter.
friend were with us, the 2 ladies that were waiting. And the guy comes over and he's like, "Are you with the guy in the blue shirt?" I was trying to figure out if I couldn't remember what color shirt you were wearing and if you were up at the counter. I was like, "Yeah, my husband's in line." He's like, "So he's the one there with the blue shirt?" And I was trying to look and I was like, yeah, I think so. He's like, yeah, the muscle man.
So let me tell you a phrase that no one has ever used to describe me. Ever, 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 ever is the muscle man. I mean, I'm a big dude.
I probably should. I hope this doesn't hurt your feelings that I keep saying that because I think
It's hilarious.
It's okay.
I am a big dude. I am.
Yeah.
I'm 6'2". I'm big. I have a big frame, and I'm also overweight right now. But I don't have any muscle. I don't do weightlifting. Like when I am, even when I'm in shape, like even when I'm in shape and at my good target weight, it's because of cardio. Like I don't lift
gotta build
weights.
muscle mass. Muscle mass burns fat.
You tell me that 7,000 times a day. I know that is true. I'm just saying I have never been a muscly person. So to be called muscle man is
all depends
ridiculous.
On who's looking at you.
I guess the other, no offense, compared to Peter, who's a tall, lanky dude, I am a tall, bigger dude. So if you're like if you're looking between the two of us, I look more muscly. I'm not. It's ridiculous, is what it is. It's just
funny.
ridiculous.
It was just funny. Anyway, so, okay. Are we ready to move on to the Rosies and Thornies
I've been
of season
trying,
3?
but then
okay.
you say inside jokes and I have to
I'm
explain
sorry.
them.
You don't have to explain them.
No, then we just
can
confuse
be-
people.
But it can just be something you and I have. We don't have to let everybody in on everything.
Well, then don't use the joke in a podcast.
We'll just move past it. Just laugh and keep going. Okay, so episodes. I'm going to start with my Thorny of an episode. My Thorny of an episode for season 3 was season 3, episode 10. The Chrismaka Bar Mitzvah. You know why I hated this episode? Because I love Chrismaka episodes. And this was the worst Chrismaka episode of all the Chrismaka episodes because it revolved around Johnny and we don't like Johnny and we're over Johnny and there was nothing to do with Chrismaka. It was all about the bar mitzvah.
A bar mitzvah for an 18-year-old boy. Weird.
Yeah. And so I hated it.
I'm sorry.
I was really frustrated that they ruined the best concept episode on this. And that's my thoughts.
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts you want to add to that before you share your Thorny of an episode?
No. None.
I'm surprised this is a I'm surprised this is the Thorny of the episode for you.
Okay. My thorn is season 3, episode 14, the cliffhanger. It's the episode in which Johnny dies.
Why would you not like that episode?
Because I'm happy the character's dead doesn't, like, the character dies in the last 30 seconds of the episode.
That's true.
41 and a half minutes leading up to it that are all about him losing his mind because Marissa doesn't love him, which was always true, and it's all stupid.
That's true.
I hated it.
But she picked his necklace.
I hated it.
But she picked his necklace. Well, okay, so I know you hated that one. But which one did you love?
Oh, we're moving on already? Okay.
Well, I don't know. What else do you want to talk about with it?
My favorite episode of the season is season 3, episode 23, called The Party Favor. It is the prom episode because I love prom, and I love prom episodes, and I love Summer, and I love Taylor, and they were all doing their best work in this episode.
They were. And we had all the characters that were there. And I think that was something too. Like this season, I felt like it didn't always capture every single character and like in every episode, which I know that they don't always do and don't always do equitably anyways, but I don't know. I really missed that sometimes. And the episodes that I liked the most were those that were focusing on my favorite characters, which I guess would make sense. And then there were some episodes that just didn't really have them in there at all. And it was sad.
I mean, any episode that doesn't have Taylor Townsend in it is automatically like one of the worst episodes of the show.
Okay. Well, my favorite episode had Taylor Townsend in it. Do you remember what happened in the Undertow?
I do not.
This was the one where she was the sex therapist.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
I had to go through and figure out which one that was because I forgot how funny that was until I rewatched it this time and decided that we needed to relive that and see how she was, it's a lot of things going on with that because that, helped us understand the relationship that Taylor has with Summer and Seth now, how much she cares about keeping them together.
And most importantly, the relationship that Taylor has with sex,
Yeah.
which is she's a hornball.
She's very adventurous. We found out after the prom episode, she didn't just end up with her date. She took her date and Summer's date home.
Okay, I know we talked about this last week.
Cousins.
Are they?
Yes.
Ew. She had a threesome with cousin. Ew.
Yes.
I didn't think about that part. But you know what? My girl Taylor, she's holding it down. Yeah, I mean, like threesomes.
Yeah.
Taylor Townsend, the character that at the beginning of the show, when they first introduced her, they introduced her as like the goody two shoes, always do everything right character, is having a threesome with cousins after prom.
It's always the quiet one, Scott.
It's amazing. She's awesome, and I love her, and I will never stop talking about Taylor Townsend. Taylor Townsend's in season 4, right?
Yes. Can I tell you something that will make you even happier?
She's a title.
She's
a title screen character.
She is.
Yes, they know. They had gold in their hands. They had gold. They took some straw that was early Taylor, and they spun it into gold. And no one's gonna say Rumpelstiltskin.
Nope. Taylor Townsend. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, her being a sex therapist is fuck. I don't remember anything else that happens in that episode other than
I didn't either, and so I was just really looking for the episode that I could remember that happened in, and I'm pretty sure that based on the summaries that was what happened. But
yes, that is. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Anyways,
Okay,
I really liked it.
let's move on to our Rosies and Thornies of storylines.
Okay.
Multiple episode long storylines.
Okay.
So there's a lot of different storylines this year.
There are.
What was your least favorite storyline?
My least favorite storyline was the Johnny and Marissa one because, like we said earlier, we did not like Johnny. Johnny was like a little string bean pushover the whole season. And I just
definitely
found
no
him,
muscle man, that Johnny.
No, but great bone structure, remember? Great bone structure. So, it was one of those things where I felt like they tried to end it so many times and they could have, but they just wanted to go back and revisit. And because of that, it was very frustrating and annoying to me. And you don't ever want to be glad by the point that a character dies in a show. But we lost both of these characters this season because we were irritated with their storyline.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny was so bad that Marissa had to die too.
Yeah, it's true.
He's just an infectious rot that takes everyone down with him.
Yeah, poor Chili. We don't even know where Chili is.
He's probably dead.
He probably is.
And Johnny's ex-girlfriend disappeared, dead.
Yeah.
Johnny's mom, where'd she go?
Yeah, she moved away.
Dead.
Everybody that knew Johnny is gone.
The only person that survived Johnny's death is Volchek.
Oh, Marissa's little sister.
We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Johnny and Marissa are terrible.
But we're done with both of them.
Yeah,
so that's fine.
it's
It can be
amazing.
the
We
worst
just never-
storyline as long as they're both gone.
We don't have to talk about it anymore. Speaking of something we never have to talk about anymore, my least favorite storyline is Kirsten as a recovering alcoholic attempting to be conned by Charlotte, the con artist, who is a character I honestly did not even remember until you were reading the options for storylines to me when we were trying to put this episode together. So at the very beginning of the season, Charlotte attends rehab just to con someone, and then there's like a 3-episode stint with Julie, and then she takes off, and it just doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't I wonder if at one point they had a broader idea with this plotline, and then they realized it really wasn't working, and they just got her out of there because she just leaves, and it's just like, okay, so we're done with that now. And then there's not even really a fallout between Kirsten and Julie. They're mad at each other for a scene,
and then they make a company together that doesn't really do much by the end of the season anyways.
How
it's there and gone.
Successful do we think their dating service company is?
Not very.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Charlotte was a bad character. It was a bad storyline. It never worked on me, and it obviously didn't work on the story because nothing came of it. Nothing.
Yeah. It did not amount to much. I mean, Johnny and Marissa lasted longer than Charlotte.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing.
It's true. So, okay.
But what about best? What about your favorite storyline of the season?
We've already talked about how much we both enjoy Taylor. And so my favorite storyline this season was Taylor making it into the inner circle. She's part of the core 4. And we didn't, you didn't know how it was going to start out at the beginning. I knew because I'd seen it before. But the way that they played it out was her not going to be able to really be friends, and she was going to be the antagonist the whole time. And then as she discovered her adoration for Seth, she realized she wanted to be in the group so that she could be around Seth. So she was trying to push Summer out. And then she realized Summer's really a cool person. And so she wanted to be friends with both of them. And then she wanted to help them. Mm-hmm. And then it was perfect. And by the end of the season, Seth and Summer told her that she was part of the inner crew. And she just really was touched by that, as were we all. And so we were happy that Taylor finally made it in there. And you know what? One girl died. One girl gets in.
Replacement Marissa is a lot better than original Marissa.
Yes.
Both social chairs, both really good at throwing parties. One of them is Taylor Townsend. I have a lot more to say about Taylor, but I'm going to save it for another section coming up. But I totally agree with you. It warmed my heart. My old, bitter, cold heart was warmed by these people's acceptance of this character.
Okay.
But another character really warmed my heart this year, Elyse.
Who?
Because the storyline I loved the most was Summer Roberts becoming a real girl. And by that I mean she staked her claim and became someone who was someone beyond just Seth's girlfriend.
She became substance.
Yeah. So in this season, she does really good on her SATs and she decides, hey, I want to go to school. And I want to go to school for me. I want to go to Brown for me. I want to do this because I want to do it. I want to go to one of the best schools in the world. I want to get an education. I want to define who I am and what I want to be independent of my boyfriend. And I love this character. And I am so glad that they've continued to flesh her out as she's taken a bigger and bigger and bigger role in the season and the series. And I love her arc in this season. It's really great.
It is. It's been great.
Yeah.
I enjoy Summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that she has become someone separate from Seth.
Yep.
But still can be a part of that relationship too.
That's when the relationship was working the best.
Yes.
When they have their own plot lines that are not wound up in each other.
But they support each other's plot lines.
Yeah. I mean, when he was helping her with social chair stuff and when she was helping him with stuff at home, that's when they're supporting each other. It's when they're the best.
Like when we support each other, Scott. Yeah. That's when we are at our best.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
When we support each other, when we're nice to each other, when we don't call each other muscle man.
I'm going to probably call you a lot of really mean things in the next few hours. I'm sorry.
I am fully prepared that you're going to be in a lot of pain and will be taking it out on me entirely.
Okay. I just want to apologize publicly.
It's good. It's good.
For all the things I will be saying privately.
Elyse.
Yes.
What is your least favorite title sequence character from season 3 of The OC?
So this is a really sad one, Scott, because this is a character that I've loved in the previous 2 seasons. But this season, he went through some bad stuff and it made me upset at our guy, Sandy.
Yeah.
And I guess it's like one of those things again, where as long as you have a strong opinion of them, it works to the viewer's advantage because at least they care.
Sure.
But when you've cared so much because you like someone and it's like a character that you respect and then all of a sudden they start doing some things that are not good, it makes you upset and sad. And that's what happened with Sandy this season.
Yeah.
Just like what you said in your summary, Scott. He fell from his Captain America, the Superman, and he was taken to the dark side of the Newport group.
He's Dark Superman. He put on that black Superman outfit in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
Yeah.
And he tried to laser his wife with his eye lasers.
Yeah. And it took him a while. I mean, he's finally able to get out, but it took someone burning his company down, thanks Seth, in order for him to kind of realize.
Yeah, it turns out fire is Sandy Cohen's kryptonite.
Yeah. Purifies.
I love how I just said, and then he turned those laser eyes and laser-eyed his wife, and you just didn't react at all. You just rolled with it.
Yeah, why not? That's the yes and philosophy, Scott.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome. But
yes, and I love you.
Enough about my title sequence, Thorn. Who was the thorn in your side this
I'm
season?
gonna stay in the Cohen household,
Oh yeah, we had a lot of Cohens this season.
and I'm gonna go with Sandy's junior. I'm going with Seth. I'm going with
It
Sethala.
was not a good example for.
Yeah, his father did not set a good example for his son, and Seth sucked in this season a lot. A lot he sucked. Everything in the back half of the season is Seth being a fucking moron and hurting everyone around him because of it.
Yep.
And it's really annoying. And I understand the show is very sympathetic to Seth, right? Because Seth is basically the main character. I know Ryan's supposed to be the main character, but we've talked about this before. Come on, Seth is the protagonist of the show. And so the show is very sympathetic to him and everything he's going through. But it's amazing to me how often all the conflict is spurred from Seth just being a stupid idiot. And that, I feel like, is the driving force between everything he touches in season 3.
Yeah.
And it's really frustrating. I still love him as a character, but this was not his best work. I hope he matures. It seems like by the end of the season, he finally learned a lesson, and maybe will go into college being a better person.
Again,
I hope.
we hope so.
He needs to be the type of person that deserves Summer Roberts. And I haven't seen that in Seth this year.
Especially after we see the type of person that she has become this season.
Yeah.
It's just,
She did a lot of growing up,
She
both
did.
both mentally and in how she dresses.
Yeah.
They made her really start dressing like an adult. It's kind of wild,
But
the
not like
transformation.
too adulty.
No, she still looks like a teenager, but she's like, I mean, just let's go back and remember how we had a running tally of how many episodes Summer's going to not be wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
And now she wears the finest of the shirts.
She does. Everyone wants Summer's clothes, or at least I do.
All right. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite title sequence character?
So again, we're going to stay in the Cohen family one more
Wow.
time.
Wow.
All the Cohens made the list except for the Nana, but the Nana really wasn't in this.
Was she in this season?
No.
Okay.
I mean, she was supposed to come to graduation, but I didn't even see her at
I don't see her
graduation.
there either.
Yeah. So my title sequence rose is Kirsten. And I think that's because the past 2 seasons, Kirsten hasn't ever been highlighted very much, aside from she was the person that worked for the Newport group that earned a lot of money for the family. And that was that. She was a socialite who was kind of in the group, but not in the group. But this season, like, you really get to see who Kirsten is. And it was because she was going through the sobriety house thing at the beginning of the season. She had a little bit of relapse. She had a struggle of part of the relationship this season with Sandy, and you saw her with Seth. And so I felt like you got a lot of this season to focus on Kirsten, and I liked it.
And it wasn't just her. Like, I feel like in the first 2 seasons, everything with Kirsten was, oh, is she going to cheat on Sandy? Right? Like in the first season, it's her and Cooper. In the second season, it's her and that guy that worked at Newport Group.
And I think that's good too, that you don't have to have a storyline with a couple
About
where the wife
infidelity.
is just that. Yeah, because people have depth.
And it wasn't even mostly about her alcoholism in this season, you know?
No.
Like, I mean, she was recovering, sure, and she does fall off the wagon a couple times, sure. But really her role in this season is, one, the mom who is about to lose her kids. They're going off to college and she's reeling with that. 2, a woman who is watching her husband turn into her father. It's just this really interesting dynamic of she leaves season 2 having lost her father. Her father dies and she's kind of reeling from his death. She gets through recovery. She gets out the other end. She's able to see the type of man her father was with a new kind of clarity. And she's processed who he was and kind of moved away from that. And then Sandy starts just becoming this dude. And I feel like the show failed to really
dig into that
as much as it could have, but
other than the toast that she gave at the one hospital dinner. Yeah.
But she's great and I loved it. And I mean, the moments with her and Seth were wonderful too. Like, Seth is at his best in this season, not when he's around Summer, but when he's around his mother and he's doing stuff with his mother. So that's a good pick. Kirsten is wonderful. She's really great. And I hope the show finishes off with her on a high note. I hope. We'll see.
We will. So that was my favorite title sequence character. And Scott, I think everyone, if they had listened so far, could pick who your favorite is based on who the title sequence characters are. But go ahead and do tell.
We'll do like a Dora the Explorer. Can you guess what my favorite title sequence character is? That's right.
Scotty. Isn't that how? That's kind of hard. Scotty.
I have no idea.
Dora. I think that's how it goes.
I have literally no idea what you're talking about.
The Dora the Explorer song.
I've never watched it in my life.
Oh. I'm pretty sure that part of the song goes like that. Dora. So we go, Scotty.
Summer is my favorite title sequence character.
Summer.
I kind of already talked about Summer a bit, so I won't spend any more time on this, other than she's the best character. She's the best main character on the show, by far. And it's interesting, because we're about to talk about Taylor a little bit more in a minute.
We are.
But the path that I think Summer and Taylor both took through the show is a
it was
similar
the same.
one.
Yeah, I would agree.
In that it was a character who was not supposed to be a main character when they first cast her. They were supposed to be a side character. And then the show realized both the actress and the character they've created were more than they thought they would be. And the coolest thing about TV is you can pivot around that, right?
Yeah.
Once you realize you have something good, you're able to, like, in the middle of a move, kind of pivot and change directions a little bit. And it's worked out for Summer.
Yeah.
She's fantastic.
It has. And it's going to work out for Taylor.
Uh-huh.
So let's go ahead, since we've done our title sequence characters, move on to our minor characters, those who were only there for a short time.
Who are listed as, like, guest appearances throughout the season.
Yes. So my least favorite minor character, we've already kind of talked about her a little bit because she was part of one of our least favorite storylines, but it is Charlotte. And it's just because
she's Charlotte.
She's Charlotte. She just doesn't really do much for the show. She's just here and gone, and she was trying to be like this bad person.
It didn't even
to take
like
people. It was bad.
The craziest thing is, maybe I'm misremembering this. I don't think there's a scene where Kirsten and Charlotte confront each other about what's been going on. I think Charlotte just disappears.
No, yeah, because Kirsten didn't even know until Julie told her.
Until after the fact, yeah. And so like they didn't even like mine the reckoning of here's my sobriety friend that I'm going to use to help me through this new journey of sobriety. And it turns out she was just bullshitting me.
Yeah.
And
Which, hello, what a great storyline for Kirsten trust issues.
Yeah, it would have been awesome, but they didn't do anything with it.
Yeah. I mean,
she sucks.
She didn't really, the purpose that they wanted her to serve, she didn't meet. And that's why she's my least favorite minor character.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. But who was yours?
Surprising no one. My least favorite minor supporting character is Johnny, the surfer dude. We've talked about how much I hate Johnny so much this year. I think I'm just going to be done and say it's Johnny. We all know why.
We do. We all know why.
But let's talk about our favorite supporting character.
Okay, on the count of three. You ready? Because it's the same.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Taylor. We love her. We loved her so much. And I will say, I love Taylor. You love Taylor. There are people that have watched the show that do not like Taylor.
Who are these people? And let me reach out to them.
One of them is my little sister.
I'm sorry, what?
She does not like Taylor. Maybe she needs to rewatch.
I think she does.
Because I just enjoy her so much.
Yeah, I mean, like I talked about before, this is... They wrote her on as a one-note kind of nemesis high school character that probably was not going to be a season-long thing. And then they realized how good she is, how well she plays off of Rachel Bilson and Adam Brody. And they went with it. They turned into the skid. And
it's all about that chemistry, babe.
It works so well. I mean, the only complaint I have about season 3 is that she's not in it more. And now you're telling me she's going to be a regular character in season 4. It's great. It's great. Yeah. It's interesting that, I mean, sometimes when you do this thing, like, honestly, as much as I love Summer, I think Summer in season 3 is just a different character from the Summer that was in the first couple episodes of the show.
That's
right?
True.
She's just an entirely different person. They just changed who she was as a person. I think with Taylor, I think they pulled it off to where she's still like the annoying, try hard, like rule follower type person.
Yeah.
But they allowed you to see the layers of her on top of that, like the difficulties she has at home, the lack of friends she has,
Yeah.
her just genuine overexcitement, and her incredible sex drive. These are things that I think did not contradict who she was when she was first introduced, but just added to it.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is what I love most about her, because they didn't have to just decide to make her a whole new person when they decided that she was going to do something more. And that's good writing. And it makes you, like, I can still see that person in the first episode here in the very last episode, you know?
Yeah. I agree.
Where's she going to, because I thought she was going to some French school.
Scott, we're going to find out.
Oh, what's going to happen?
We are going to find out in season 4.
What is going to happen?
Yeah. But we don't have Scott's style section.
No.
In the end of each season wrap-up episode, we have Scott's superlatives.
Which never mattered as much as it does now, because this is the senior yearbook.
Yeah.
Superlative section.
Way to go.
Oh my God.
So, Scott, who won Best Eyebrows for this season?
Best eyebrows of the season go to, drumroll please. That's weirdest.
I was going to do this, but then I was like, and then I can't make a drumming like a zzz,
yeah, but so instead you went
blah, 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 blah.
Sandy Cohen wins the best eyebrows. This was a category created for Sandy Cohen.
But I told you, Scott, that there's someone who I thought had nice eyebrows too.
Yes, Dr. Neil Roberts has pretty good eyebrows, but he's not Sandy.
Okay.
Even when Sandy goes evil, the eyebrows don't quit. They just like go up a little bit.
I guess that's true. All right. So best eyebrows goes to Sandy for the third season in a
Third
row.
season in a row.
How about the most 2000s thing this season, Scott?
I am going to pick the Motorola Sidekick 2
Yes.
featured in the episode with both Taylor and Summer, in which they both get sidekicks and text each other, and
Taking down Dean Hess.
which Taylor Townsend banged that guy.
Yeah, she
They
did.
didn't just make out in the classroom.
Yeah, she did.
This is fucking wild.
Yep.
Okay. Best fashion sense. Now, everyone thinks I'm going to pick Summer Roberts for this one, but I'm not.
You're going to throw them all a curveball, Scott. Who'd you pick?
It's going to Taylor Townsend.
'Cause-
I know we made fun of her
Scott
fashion.
loves Taylor Townsend.
I know we made fun of her fashion at the beginning of the season, but it gets better, 1. And 2, it's so her that you just got to respect it. She's
is. It's
pulling
so
it
her.
off. It's like the man in that hat at the dinner place last night. She's pulling it off. He wasn't pulling it off.
He
though.
wasn't pulling
He
it
wasn't
off.
pulling it
He
off.
wasn't. No.
It was a terrible hat.
Indiana Jones, the only one that should wear that hat.
No, do not wear a fedora. It just doesn't work.
Okay, Scott. Who's the character this season that is most in need of a dog?
Most in need of a dog. Well, let me tell you, Elyse.
Yeah.
Johnny is the character most in
Why?
need of a dog.
Why did he's most needing a
Because
dog?
maybe if Johnny had a dog, he wouldn't become a little puppy anytime Marissa's around, because he'd have his own little puppy to take care of.
We would have hoped so.
I don't know. I just
The
think
world will never know.
the world will never. Maybe a Johnny with a dog does not fall off a cliff,
Maybe so.
but then he might still be in the show.
He would have played fetch and run the other way. Is that too much?
Yes.
The dog would have saved his life. Okay. Who do you think is the worst kisser, Scott?
It's Volchek.
Why would you say that?
I don't know, babe. I just like, you look at him and he's like, he's not gonna kiss you good. He's not interested in being a good kisser.
He's had so much experience.
But he's not interested in kissing good.
Okay.
Like he doesn't set out to start kissing a woman and be like, I'm gonna make her really enjoy this kiss. No. Kissing for Volchek is a means to an end.
Okay.
So I don't think he's too into the whole making out deal.
Okay. Well, these are your superlatives, so it's your answer, not mine.
Who would you put as worst kisser?
Oh, who would I put as worst kisser? You'd probably put Johnny. Johnny would be real bad.
No, I feel like Johnny's one of those guys that like practice on the mirror all the time. So he'd probably
He's
be
one that
pretty
tries
good.
so hard that it's so bad. Or Chili, one of the two.
Oh yeah, Chili is the answer. You're right. Chili's the worst kisser.
Okay.
Chili has definitely like he would try to use tongue and it would be so weird.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was just like
Poor Chili, but not poor Chili. Okay. Most likely to end up on The Bachelor, Scott.
It's Volchik. Volchik is a character from The Bachelor. He's
would
just
be.
a character from The Bachelor.
He totally would be. And he'd be the bad guy.
Yeah. And he'd get kicked out way later than he should be because he makes good TV. So they'd make The Bachelorette keep him. And then he'd be on Bachelor in Paradise and get wasted and start fights with people.
Yeah.
And everyone would love it because it's great TV.
Yeah. There's that one guy who did that. And I forget if you watched that season with
I don't
me.
remember names.
Okay. Most likely to experiment in college, to nobody's surprise.
It's Taylor Townsend.
Yeah.
She's experimenting before college. She's going to continue to experiment in college.
That's true.
Maybe we'll get to see it.
Maybe so.
Not the actual experimentation. It's a family show. But
Yes, but we'll hear about it.
yes.
Yeah. Least alive.
I'm going to give that one to Marissa Cooper.
Even though we've got two.
She's dead.
But yeah.
But she's, yeah, I know. But she's like the least alive.
Yeah.
Like the least.
Yeah. Most likely to be together in 10 years.
Julie Cooper and Dr. Roberts.
Wow.
I believe it.
Julie Cooper, Nickel Cooper Roberts.
Julie Cooper, Nickel Cooper, Roberts, Cooper Roberts. They might have to take a break for a little bit in there. But in 10 years, they'll be back together.
Okay. Who's least likely to be together in 10 years?
Seth and Summer. I don't know if these two.
So sad?
I don't know if these two got it for the long haul, babe. First of all, high school relationships don't tend to last. Second of all, they're on again, off again.
Yeah.
I feel like Summer is gonna meet some guy at Brown and realize that there's plenty of smart, funny guys out there that also aren't morons that constantly lie to you.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's a good point.
No,
We'll have to see in season 4, Scott. We will.
we will have to see.
But one other thing, aside from the superlatives, is we always share who was the relationship of the season.
The relationship of the season.
Of the season. For season 3, we are actually going to give to Julie Cooper and Dr. Roberts. First time, no Sandy and Kirsten.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it, but it's the truth.
I know.
They're the best relationship. We see them go through struggles. We see them talk to each other. We see them communicate their needs, and other
support
people
each other.
respond.
Yeah.
It's incredible. When did this happen? How did this happen?
Who knew? Julie has a soul.
Julie went from banging 16-year-old boys to marrying
This
rich
is why
plastic surgeons.
I always like the characters that are the evil women, because you know what? They've got some depth to them. It's just not always shown, and they showed it in this season.
It's true.
And I'm glad that everyone else sees how wonderful Julie is now.
I've always loved her. Always.
Me too. Yep.
Always.
And you've always loved me.
Well,
Scott, what do you think is going to happen in season 4?
Oh my gosh.
Especially now that you know who a title character is.
Well, let's roll it out then. Let's roll it out.
Do you want me to tell you who all of the title characters
No.
are? Okay.
I'm going to guess that.
Oh, okay.
Ryan,
Yes.
Seth,
Yes.
Summer,
Yes.
Taylor,
Yes.
Caitlin,
Yes.
Sandy and Kirsten,
Yes. Yes.
Julie.
Yes.
Are there any more?
No. That's it. You did a good job.
Okay. So here's what's going to happen. First of all, I think the season is going to start in the summer.
Okay.
We're not going to go into the fall. So we're going to have the summer before college starts.
Okay.
So that's where everyone's still going to be in Newport for the first 5-6 episodes.
Okay.
Then the fall season's going to start. Summer's going to go. Seth is going to still be here because he's staying behind. Ryan maybe will be traveling back and forth between Berkeley and home for a little bit. I don't know what Taylor's going to be doing. She's going to be around. Please do a romantic thing with Taylor Townsend and Ryan Atwood. Please.
I wish you guys could have seen Scott's face as he thought of that idea. He goes, oh my gosh, will they? I hope. Are they? I should say it. I'm going to say it. Please.
Ryan and Taylor. Please. That would be the funniest fucking relationship in the entire... Please, show... Zach Schwartz from 10 years ago. Please.
Josh Schwartz. Combine Zack Snyder and Josh Schwartz.
Well, it's a big week for both of them. From 10 years ago. Please make this happen. Please. So that's it. That's my prediction because that's what I want to happen. I'm putting it in the universe.
Okay. Sounds good. Well, we'll watch and we'll figure out, but we're not actually going to do that next week.
No, so we are...
guys, I'm going to have a baby like tonight or tomorrow, and so I'm going to take some time off.
We're going to have a baby in like 5 hours, probably.
I hope so.
Yeah, we're going to be taking a break from the show. We're going to be taking a little hiatus.
Scott's going to take a break
as we
too.
As we kind of like navigate what life is going to be like as new parents. We're going to try to focus on that for a little while. I'm taking a couple weeks off from all my shows, but we're going to probably take a little bit longer, maybe a month or two, as we kind of figure out what life is going to be like now. But we will be back because we have to finish the show. We have to finish season 4. So we're going to do that. We're going to come back and we're going to do all 16 episodes. I think we're probably just going to do them 2 at a time. I think we should just do it. I've enjoyed it.
We'll get it done in about
way.
2 months.
Sometimes there's not enough to talk about in one episode anyway, so it gives us more to talk about.
And with season 4 ending because of ratings, it might be better.
Yeah, everything I've heard of this season is not good, but it's okay because Taylor Townsend and Ryan Atwood are going to date, and it's going to be amazing.
Maybe be the strongest couple by the end of the season.
I certainly hope so. But we did want to give you a little preview of what's to come after that.
Yes, Scott. Our new Rosie is our new show that we don't have much experience with yet, but we are. So that's why we have to take at least 2 months off. Or I don't know, 2 months off. We're going to take some time off before we do the OC. So that then by the time that rolls around, we'll have enough parenting experience for our new show called Parenting with Pixar.
Yes. So the idea of this show is like with Vow to View, we kind of navigated the first few years of marriage through the lens of the movies we like and sharing those movies we like with each other. This is going to be us navigating new parenthood and learning how to be a parent and learning how to teach a child. And we will do it through the lens of one of the best kids movies creators on the planet.
That makes movies
through the planet.
For both kids and their parents.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm really interested to like specifically watch these movies with a lens of what will it teach us about parenthood? What lessons will it give us that we can impart to our child?
What conversations should we have with our child as and after watching?
Exactly. I think it's going to be really fun. And then eventually when he's old enough, we can just ask him what he thinks of the movies.
And we'll have him watch the movie and then listen to our podcast about it.
Yeah. No, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. That's Parenting with Pixar. It'll be coming
sometime in the next year.
Yeah.
We'll advertise
I would really like us to have like a 6-month-old before we start doing this.
That's fair.
Because like we'll start. Yeah. I mean, so it's coming soon-ish. You'll see it. Get excited for it. We're excited. We're excited to be parents, and we're excited to share that journey with all of you. We might even have some special guests on every once in a while. Like our other Doof Media co-host, Matt, knows a lot about parenting because he has 3 kids.
Yeah.
And they're all way older than ours. So maybe he can come on and say, no, look, Scott, you're doing it wrong. Here's some advice. But yeah, that's the plan. Parenting with Pixar coming soon. It's going to be fun. And I love the Pixar movies. I love them. I think we both have seen...
I think we'll both get a good cry out of most of them.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh my gosh. And by then, I think the newest Pixar one will be out. I forget what it's called. Luca, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how this is going to work because they're only like... We'll figure it out. There are only like 20 Pixar movies. So
we can watch the shorts too.
Yeah. Well, yeah, guys, we got plenty of time to figure this out. The point is... We hope you enjoy us as we wrap up Whatcha Say, and then we start on our next project sometime later this year. But for now, that's all we have time for. We have to go have a baby now. So we hope you guys have enjoyed
Hopefully
this
you've already
season,
had it.
and we look forward to talking to you guys again in a few months. Remember, if you like this podcast, you can check it and all of our other shows over at our website, doofmedia.com. Some of those shows will be taking a break, but many shows that don't have Elyse in them and don't have me in them will be continuing as if nothing has changed.
Or
because it hasn't.
If you still want to listen to Scott and I's conversations, you want to go back to the backlog of Out of You episodes, why not?
Yeah, there's such a great backlog of Out of You episodes. If you just like the way we talk about stuff, you can listen to us talk about some silly movies.
I've become a lot tamer.
You have.
You're welcome.
We listened to an old episode the other day.
And Scott was like, oh my gosh, you're so much better now, Elyse. And I said, I know. I'm like fine wine.
I couldn't talk at all in those old episodes because you just every 3 seconds would interrupt.
I have good things to say, Scott.
But it was just singing. And I mean, some people would probably say you've lost your touch and you need to get back to that person.
What?
Not me, but some listeners out there.
People
would probably
say that about me?
I mean, probably.
That's rude.
Yeah, out there, you people that I just made up, you're all rude.
How rude.
And
the
consider
words
donating to our Patreon account. What's that address, Elyse?
Patreon.com/doofmedia.
That's right.
/ if you will.
There are tons of tiers and tons of bonus content you can get there, including our bonus show, Other Levels of the Tower, Matt and his brother's bonus show, Freeman Bros, which they talk about month. They talked about space. I have no idea what they're talking about this week.
Interesting.
Yeah, space is cool.
Space is cool.
All right, folks. Have a good week. Have a good couple of months. And
Wait,
we'll
before
see.
you do that.
Oh.
And before we go on a hiatus for season 4, go ahead and on Apple Podcasts, give us a rating and a review.
Yeah.
That way, people that maybe haven't listened to us, they've got some seasons to go back and watch, and then listen to.
Hell
But they
yeah.
can only find us if you guys give us ratings and reviews.
That's true. That is very true. Well done, Elyse.
Thanks. Now let's go have a baby.
All right, we're going to go have a baby. Y'all have a good time, and we'll catch you later.
Bye.